Time now for Back to the Basics in Healthcare with Balanced Life Chiropractic. And we have Dr. Harley joining us. How you doing, Dr. Harley?
Hey, John. I'm doing great.
Going to talk about spring and new things and babies and kids. And this is all the kind of fun stuff that people like to think about, isn't it?
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, we talked about, brand new babies, moms, all that. But, as those babies are starting to grow, they're going to start going through different milestones and different changes as well. So chiropractic is really important for, even the first year of life, just as their body's going through so many different changes. They have all these different milestones that they should be reaching along the way to make sure that they're growing at a happy, healthy rate.
Absolutely, because babies are nothing more than just like little itty-bitty human beings, right?
They sure are.
So they've got spines and they've got brains and they've got all these things that we have that theirs are tiny, but when it comes time to do adjusting, how different is it to do adjustments on a 1-year-old?
So as they are moving more, the adjustment changes a little bit. When they're little bitty babies, it's really just kind of holding in those spots where, we feel that things are out of alignment and the baby's going to move that to where it should be. They kind of adjust themselves. It's kind of funny that way. And then as they start getting older, more mobile, I start having, mom or dad holding them because once they start learning that they can move, they can't be contained, right?
Yeah.
So even then, we're still using our hands, or we use an instrument called an activator on a really low setting. So still very gentle, very specific with them. And then as they start getting to the point of walking, around 1, it's still kind of the same that either mom or dad are holding them, or they're getting used to being on the table. So they start laying face down on the table, but still using, instrument adjusting with them at that point. But
nice.
We help a lot of kiddos, with crawling issues. They should be crawling evenly both sides. Sometimes if their hips are stuck, they'll hitch or hike one hip, and you can really tell that it's not moving like
they almost crawl sideways.
Right. And then as they start walking or learning to walk, is kind of the same concept. That if their hips aren't moving, they're going to start kind of hitching or hiking that one up or dragging it. So they're not quite as even with that. Or if they're delayed with any of those milestones, chiropractic can help, catch them up a little bit. Obviously, we're not going to, if they're supposed to be crawling at, however many months old and they're not there yet, they have to learn that as well. But we're going to help with the functional movement aspect to make sure that that's not the issue.
What is the most common thing you find with toddlers? Probably not like carpal tunnel or, issues you find on a job site. But what are the kind of things that you find typically in like a little bitty kid?
A lot of times it can be sleep. If they're not sleeping through the night, especially after, a couple months old, they should be sleeping through most of the night. Or if they're really fussy, colicky, or if they're spitting up a lot. I see a lot of infantile reflux, ear infections as they start getting older.
Yeah.
Bedwetting, that's, older than 3 after they're out of diapers and everything like that. But
the ear infection thing, because that's pretty common. You hear that a lot in like toddler ages. Is that something that chiropractic can typically help with?
Oh, absolutely. What we find is the second bone in the neck, so C2 or the axis bone, is rotated out of alignment. Well, those nerves are going back up into the head and they actually control the ears. So hearing, balance, also pressure. So a lot of ear infections are caused because the eustachian tubes, or the tubes that drain the ears, they're blocked up. The pressure's too much. They're not draining. So then we start getting, bacteria build up in the inner ears. We start getting infections and everything like that. But adjusting that helps release that pressure, helping things to drain and reducing the risk of ear infections.
Nice. If somebody listening maybe has a toddler or young child that they would like to bring in for treatment, what is the process? How does that work?
So really it just starts with a conversation. They can reach out to us via Facebook at Balanced Life Chiropractic, or they can give us a call at 605-215-1785. We'd love to chat and let them know how we can help.
Very nice. You can also find them online, BalancedLifeSD.com.